Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. Another Cold Steel knife. We are blessed. We are blessed. Thank you very much to Knife Center for loaning these Cold Steel knives to me for review. This is stuff that I should have checked out a long time ago and just wasn't able to for one reason or another, but thanks to Knife Center, I'm able to. So I'm really excited because I love Cold Steel products. I really do. I love the crazy old marketing. I love all that. Lynn Thompson is a national treasure. I love all of the craziest overbuilt stuff that they've ever come out with. And I also love the fact that they are famous for working with Andrew Demko on the Triad lock and ultimately developing the Atlas lock. Love it or hate it, or love the community behind it or hate the community. It doesn't matter. This is Cold Steel is one of the most famous knife companies of all time. And the bottom line is they make really, really good products. After everything's gone and it's just cockroaches, probably cockroaches and Cold Steel knives. That's what I would guess would be left over. Anyways, this will be linked down in the description so that you guys can check this out if you want to. It does help my channel when you lose those. I'm sorry, I'm messing my intro up. It helps my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. Links for this down there. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and cut in here. I don't want to cut into the box. There we go. So this is the Swift 3. I did not know that this knife existed until I started looking through, because I knew I wanted to take a look at Cold Steel knives. Oh, big old burly boy. Beefy, burly, without being monstrous. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Ooh, I like this. This is a peel ply texturing that is aggressive enough to work. Like if you work outside a lot, you wear gloves, or you're barehanded or whatever, this is going to be pretty much exactly the right texture, but it's not so aggressive that it feels like you're holding onto a cheese grater. That drives me nuts. What's that Spyderco fishing knife? Oh my gosh, that is awful. The feel, and I know it's purposeful. I get it. If you're a fisherman, I hate it. This though, what's going on here? That hurt. It's got the safety, right? Is that what this is? Oh, is it assisted? What the heck? Hold on a second. Okay, so now it's on. Now it's off. Good Lord. Okay. All right, now hold on a minute. Hold on a second. This is technically an assisted knife. I have never felt an assisted knife that felt more like a switchblade than this. There is a difference. When I was a kid, I thought switchblade, assisted, I thought that's the same thing. It is not. But my grandpa your grandpa lied to you, or he didn't know. There is a difference, and there are the laws apply to these things differently. A switchblade is a button that operates or automatically deploys via the use of a button or switch. That means both out the side and out the front. A lot of people like to argue, no, that's an OTF stiletto. No, only stilettos are out the side. No, those terms are not all mutually exclusive to OTFs or side openers. Stiletto refers to a long, slender blade that's used for thrusting or poking and is not exclusive to automatic Italian-style switchblade stilettos. A switchblade specifically legally refers to a knife that deploys via a button. It's under tension. A button, you push a button and it deploys, or you push a switch forward, spreads those springs out, and then eventually they overcome that little tab that's holding it in the locked position, and it throws it forward. Those are both switchblades, legally. This I don't think you can classify as a switchblade. I think this is a torsion bar, and you're just lifting it. You're lifting the blade into a position where that torsion bar can then take. I assume it's a torsion bar. I assume. This is just an unboxing. I don't know anything about this knife yet. I'm going in blind here. But I gotta say, as somebody who definitely jumped on the bandwagon as soon as I realized, oh, assisted knives aren't cool, right? I was like, oh, well, yeah, I knew that all along. Choo-choo. Like, yeah, I was there for sure. And largely that comes with the fact that the knife world has evolved to a state where assisted knives are essentially not always needed, right? Especially when you're looking at like a liner lock or a frame lock, like you don't need it. All you need is a properly tuned detent ball, and simply pulling on the flipper tab or pushing up on the thumb stud. By the point you overcome that detent, there's enough force there to deploy the blade naturally, right? We don't need this. So that's why, seasoned knife veterans such as myself turn our noses up at systems like feeble assisted knives. Oh, for the peasants, right? I mean, like that's a ridiculous way to look at it. Honestly, one of my favorite knives of all time is the Kershaw Blur, one of my first good knives, and it's assisted. My wife, well, I have it. I still haven't given it back to my wife, but yeah. So this knife, anyways, god dang, the amount of force from here, that is nuts. I'm gonna reverse hook it. This feels like a switchblade. So I kind of get why we have a closed position safety. And by the way, that takes a lot of, like, it's even got like the red, like, danger mode firing light or firing thing. Yeah, you don't want that going off in your pocket. So this is an assisted knife that has the strength of the Atlas lock. So this is not, no matter how much you want it to be, it's not going to be that whippy, fidgety sort of, when you think of like the Demco Shark Lock, it's not going to be that. But it is cool that we can combine this auto feel. I mean, seriously, I'm dead serious. I think I have 6,000 uploads on this channel. I have never in my life, whether it's uploaded on this channel or not, I have never experienced an assisted knife that kicks quite this hard. Now, how is this compared to, say, a ProTech or Microtech side opener? Not quite as powerful, but it still kicks pretty good. It's impressive, and it definitely feels a lot more serious than your typical assisted opener. On top of that, this is a Taiwan-made knife in CPM M4. Is this DLC coded? No, I don't think so. Well, I know it's not, because on the Knife Center website, they list the coding as TINI. Now, I know that TI, like capital T, lowercase I, capital N, is titanium nitride. This is not the same thing as titanium carbonitride, which is what the Spyderco smock is coated in. This is not that. Titanium carbonitride is really, really durable, arguably almost as durable as DLC. This is not that, but it is still relatively durable, and I believe it provides some additional corrosion resistance. That's assuming that TINI is the exact same thing as TIN. I have to assume, because in the word nitride, the letter that comes after N is I. Just like in the word titanium, the letter that comes after the T is I. So I have to assume, right? They just added that in there. This is a purpose-built knife. My goodness. The grip is great. The safety switch is in a great position. We have a pocket clip. Is that titanium? Might be. Don't like that weird little bloop, little raindrop under there. But you know what? Here, I've got exactly the wrong pants for this knife today. Let's try it. Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's completely fine. I'm in athletic pants. We have an ambidextrous locking system. Atlas lock, ridiculously strong. This is the type of knife that you could buy and then literally never need to buy another knife. And that is the case. You could say that for, there's a lot of knives out there, but I think it's especially true with Cold Steel's lineup. I would say 90% of at least 90% of Cold Steel's folding knives, you could literally buy one and not need another knife for at least 20 years, bare minimum. This is cool. It's also huge, but not too huge. It's not crazy huge. It's just big. Overall length, I'm going to guess, is about 9 inches. Let's find out. More. It's 9 1/4. Blade length is 4 inches. I love the M4 on this, by the way. M4 is absolutely wonderful. Definitely a steel you want if you're going to take the knife out and really beat on it, right? A lot of people are going to look at this price tag and go, nobody's going to take a knife like that out and really use it. You're wrong, factually. We've polled this before. It turns out at this price point, at least in my community, it's very, very, very common for people to take their $200 knives out and not just like, oh, a letter from my grandpapa, I will open it. No, I mean like actually using, like beating down into the dirt and the grit, like actually using their knives, right? So yeah, weight, not terrible. For a big 9 1/4 inch Cold Steel, 6.1 ounces, I'd carry this. This is cool. I actually really like this. I think I might like this more than the FM1. This is an awesome knife. God, super cool, man. The jimping, functional, lock-in, wonderful. Ergonomic lines are absolutely wonderful. I love this. I also love that I can get at that system with my index finger, which is not, I can't say the same for the Triad lock. I have to reposition my hand and use my thumb, right? I like this better. This is cool. This was a very positive first impressions. Very, very awesome knife. Big fan of the Swift 3. Let me spend some time with it, and I will get back to you guys with a full-length, comprehensive review. For today, that's going to be it, though. Thank you again to Knife Center for loaning this knife to me for review. I will link this down in the description, like I said. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.